Stansbury, you be careful what you wish for, and you be careful what you ask for, and you be careful what you say, because this episode, lady, you was not in a good light, and I don't get on your behind. Catch this. Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Tom Mizzle. You're watching my channel, Mr. 14, and I'm back doing the review of Real Housewives of Dubai, Season 1, Episode 4, Dessert Detente. I hope I said that right. All right, y'all. So, listen, like I said in the beginning of this video, Stansbury got on my nerve. It was some things that she said that was problematic, crystal words for Beverly Hills, and it was crazy. I don't know what's going on with this lady, but she is tired and through, and I want her off my screen. I want her off my screen. I don't know why y'all was so foaming at the mouth trying to get Stansbury in this show, when she's not giving anything. All the other ladies is giving way more than what Stansbury is giving. But yeah, y'all want her on the show. Okay, let's get to it. So Stansbury and Sergio I guess they went to interior designer or interior decorator, whatever it is, and they're looking at the house. So I guess they're rebuilding the house, and they're going to be ready by next summer, and have all the different rooms, what this going to be at. This is going to be the office, this is going to be this, it's going to be the bedroom, this is going to be that. And then one of the rooms is going to be a baby room, right? So apparently he wants a baby. Once he's a young prime guy, I think he's in his 20s, late 20s, and she's 45, in her 40s. And they're not in the same page regarding what's going on out there. They're not in the same page regarding the baby situation, because he wants one and he wants it with her. And she said she had an age. She said, I'm not pushing no more babies. Like, I have 3 kids already. I'm not really having no more. Now, she's not against raising a baby with him. She just don't want to carry, which is fine. You could do surrogacy. So she bring that up. We could do surrogacy, and we could have the baby that you want. He said, no, I don't want another baby who don't look like us and everything. She said the baby could look like us. We could do the surrogacy. And he didn't understand what the surrogacy means. She said, no. It's not like he thinking that the only way you can have a baby is through sex by the guy and the lady. They create and they have the baby. No, it's other forms of way to get a baby like you want. And if the person can't carry, you can do surrogacy route. And I said, that's the problem. You got married with this young boy, and he don't know nothing about anything else. Like, do you didn't know anything? Like, you just got, what's the point you marrying him for? And what's the point he marrying you? Like, what was this arrangement in this marriage for? Like, it seems like it's a older woman who got that fun, good time with Sergio, and she didn't want to lose that because he gave the energy, he gave the life, and she wants that. She didn't have prime time. She's a second divorce. She didn't want anything major serious, but I don't know why she took the route into getting married. Just have fun. But yet, you choose a younger boy, know you're going to want kids, and you choose an older woman, know you're going to want kids, and know you're not in the same page. And the fact that you is so clueless about surrogacy, I said, what the hell are we doing here? It's just like you playing house. It's like you raising a young boy who is in a man's body, nice body, a good-looking guy, but so young for playful. I was like, that sounded like it was a freaking mother talk to her child and try to explain to him what surrogacy is. I was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And I would say, not granted, I'm not saying that everyone is a freaking rocket scientist, and not everybody is Albert Einstein. But what we're not going to do, if you really want something, you need to know all avenues of childbearing, and not just the sexual intercourse to creating a child. That's one way, but there are other factors to having a child, right? And you can freeze her eggs, you can impregnate, fertilize the embryo, and then the egg, and then getting into surrogacy. It will cost money. It costs time, money, emotional, all that stuff to get the surrogacy. But you could have your child, and it could look like you and Stanberry. All right, Sergio. If you want a kid, you need to learn some things. And thinking Stanberry, you in the prime time to teach them some things. Lesson. We know that you gonna define, you gonna sit here and learn what surrogacy is and all the avenues before we would take this route. All right. So Brooks is looking at commercial spaces. Oh, if y'all don't know who the cast member is, this is Sarah. The middle next to Sarah is Stanbury. Next to Sarah is Brooks. Below Sarah is Lisa. Below Stanbury is Ion. And below Brooks is Nina. Okay? Those are cast. So Brooks is looking for commercial spaces because we do know she wants to have a spa and salon on exclusive space for Dubai. It's not much of that in Dubai. She said they are different like small shops, but she don't have like on exclusive. Like if you want different services, you might have to go one here. You might have to go to another spot for another thing. You want to go to another spot for another thing. And she don't want that. It's like it's different care, it's different things, and she can have this in her own thing. So if you have nail done and hair and then massages and then different things that encompasses all areas of self-care, then she can make it work in Dubai and she can do something like that. Now she want to build that, but she after her divorce when she got in Dubai, because she said she got divorced and she basically didn't ask for anything. She just wanted her child. She built herself up from the ground up after divorce and working real estate. And so she knows the thing. So she looked at 2 locations. The first one, she wasn't feeling that much. But the second one, she really did like. And I think she could work with that in 6 months because she wanted to get something up in 6 months. Now, the first location, she said it was a little bit below. It was cheaper than the second building. But she said he said you could add something in if you want to add something. And it probably would take more than 6 months. And she said she don't have that much time. She needs to have something in 6 months. But the second place is a little bit more than what the first place is. But it's something about that space that make her feel like this is it. She could work with that space. And it did look big. And stuff like that. And she said she under her budget. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's spending. And that's what it is. But she said, so producer asked her what happened if you would fail. And she would say, fail? Listen, I built myself a ground up after my divorce, and I've been in real estate, so there's no such thing as failure. And I was like, if it's a market and it's a needed market in a place that in Dubai, like you said, is lacking, she could probably do well, especially if her name's hold weight and people can see it, and it's self-care and pampering. Like, who would not like that? Yeah. So Nina went to her husband, and I was finding it strange that Nina and her husband kissing, and they were kissing in the cheek. And I said, and it's maybe because they're on television and they can't, I don't know the rules and thing, but I would say it kind of weird why they did not kiss in the mouth. But I noticed a lot of the affection scenes is mostly in the cheeks, and it's not too much on the lip. So I maybe because that's the rule. I don't know. But I just find a way that it's okay. I said you could have did all that and just give one of them tap kissing them out. Like that's your husband, but it is what it is. I know it's different rules in Dubai, so I guess it's certain things they can't do. She said they used to do a lot like weekly date nights and stuff like that, but those date nights turn into like twice a month, so it's easier to do lunch. So they sit there and talk, and that he mentioned that he wanted to get her a new car. She has one, and she's good with that one, but he said 11 years anniversary, let's get you an updated, graded car, another one. And she said let's test drive all 3 cars that he mentioned, and they get a license plate. Now they were mentioning the license plates. They said the lower the number of your license plates, the more it is. That's how I learned something, because I was like, I do realize you had different license plates. Some was just numbers and letters, and some is just all words, and some is like short than others. So I guess like the lower the numbers of your license plates. So if you just have an X, it will cost more than you have like 5 or 6 letters, or a combination of that. And like if you have all letters, that's more money. Whatever it is, it's different. But the lower the number count of your license plates, the higher it is. So he mentioned that example that one person paid like 33 million for a license plate. I said, excuse me? 33 million? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but I am nowhere near paying that much money for a freaking license plate. For what? For what? But hey, you want to spend your money, that's on you. But ain't no way I would spend that much money for a license plate. You better get a six digit or 5 digit or 7 digit kind of license plate and pay only $100 or whatever hundreds. But not no freaking millions like that. 33 million? I like Dubai. So they didn't mention about Bajon's party. Now she said her husband is like thick as thieves. They always talk to each other and everything, and they doing something big for Bajon. So she told her husband she invited all the ladies to his party, and it's gonna be all out in his party, all out entertainment and everything. I said, okay, cool. So Lisa was working at her desk, and she said sometimes she feel guilty when she's not about her boys. But I said, girl, did you have a nanny? So I don't understand why you feel so guilty if you have a nanny, but it is what it is. So she created a play area next to her working desk that she's working at. And I said, that's not a good idea. Because then you gotta focus on your work and then you gotta focus on your kids next to you. It's not conductive to your business because what if you have business calls and everything? You gotta stop. I was like, listen, get a nanny. You had a nanny, so I don't know why you didn't have that nanny stay with the boys while you working. And but you say you would feel guilty. I said you can't have anything. You gotta work. You gotta work. You got this. Now, what I find interesting in that conversation, and I want to know how y'all feel about this, but the boys had a conversation about the mom about money and everything. Because she said, "Where your daddy?" She said, "Well, I think the oldest said daddy's at work and everything is important." And he said, "Mommy working too and everything." She said, "Yeah, but daddy making money." And she said, why is daddy is more important than mommy important? And he said, well, daddy making money. And she said, mommy making money too and helping the family. So in the boy's mindset, it seemed like the father had more value because he's working, so he's important, so he don't need to be disturbed. And Lisa is not important enough to be disturbed, and she could deal with us. And it's not as important as daddy who making money when they don't know that the mom is making just as much money too for them to live the lifestyle. So it's very interesting how the boys had this mindset of that daddy is important in making money and mommy is not important just to the household, and she don't have that much value in contributing as daddy, even though mom and daddy is both putting weight in his business. And I said, where that boys got this from? To know that such early age, and none of them is nowhere near teenagers, early age to know that dad working is show more importance and value than a woman. And that is sad. She got 3 boys. So hopefully the father's not putting the guys in their boys' head that men is more important in the household with money. And the woman just mostly be there to support and just take care of the household and they don't need to deserve no value. But it is what it is, just like that. But it was very interesting with that conversation. So I know she was. I'm glad that she was able to explain and had a conversation with the boys about like, no, mommy is just as important. And the fact that you don't want to bother daddy because he's important and he's making money, mom is making money too, and she have you right there. So why not the father can't take care of you? So it was really eye opening to even hear her boy say that, and I said, wow. So she made Rich the CFO of her business, Mina Low, and because he's really good with that. And I think he also has another business himself, and he always on that phone. So I know she said he's a well-known name, and he has big companies in different countries and everything, and he works hard, and that's his lane, money management. And but I'll say that sometimes it could work, but sometimes it doesn't because having your husband as your CFO in your business, it's like I think it would be great if you just would have paid and had somebody neutral who don't have emotional ties with you other than business. Because sometimes husbands could school the wife over whatever thing, and the dynamic could be blurred because not only that your husband and wife, but also business partners and everything. Like things could happen, and now you was getting upset that he couldn't ignore his text calls of his business that he's working in because he's doing that and he also being the CFO. But I do understand that because you took this time to have a sit down with your wife about something about her business. Now, after the fashion show, the website increased in traffic. And she said the products of the non-maternity clothes are selling really great. So now they need to expedite the production and stuff like that, and it's scaling it up, increases it. And I guess she need the show them numbers to sign things off. They could go ahead and put forward. And she said, let her take the executive decision and move forward, even though you so damn busy and you just need to sign. He said, no, I need to prove things and sign it. If I don't sign and approve it, then things don't get done. And then how he's saying it is like, oh, like it's like it's like she don't know nothing. But then I realizes know that she is right and she's right on a lot of things, and he gonna give it to her, but he don't want to go off. I was saying, boy, it came off like you really was really very patronizing, patronizing, and showing your patriarchy in this freaking dynamic of letting you know that you hold the reins and you hold the court, and she needs to bow down to you to get what she need in her business. Boy, why you just I see that's why you shouldn't put too much emphasis in making him the CFO. He could have just invested in your business, just did the investment and have somebody you create your own have your own business without him even controlling the thing. Even though you were right and he knew you was right, but he wanted to flex. And I ain't like that. I didn't like that at all. I said, don't be flex on my own company, boy. First of all, you didn't really believe in my company. You believe in me, but you didn't believe the vision. But I said, if you believe in me, you gotta believe the vision. That's what you invested in, right? Child. He needs to keep her in the budget. So I guess he's making it seem like, oh, because she overspends or she don't know how to money manage, so that's what she made him a CFL because that's what he do. But I said if he does that, at least I mean understand that. But then have somebody who could maybe help you and not only your husband, and so you won't have this thing because that sit down, he couldn't stop answering his calls. And you would get upset and everything, which I know understand that was kind of rude. Why you couldn't take 5 little minutes to focus on what she asked you to do. So it was something, right? So Ion, I like to see Ion and Chris. They walking down hand in hand, and they was talking, and they tell about a little background story how they met each other. She said when she met Chris, she was in arranged marriage by her family to marry her cousin. Now she said her cousin is hot, so it was no issue right there. I said, what? It was no issue to marry a cousin, but she didn't want to do that. So it's not like she. That was funny that she said hey, he was hot. My cousin's hot, and it was no issue there. But she didn't really want to marry her cousin. She really wanted to marry Chris. So she said she bailed on him. She asked him, she was desperate to get Chris. So I don't know, it was desperation to have Chris. It's just that she just don't want to be in this arranged marriage. So she sought out Chris and asked him to marry her 4 times. And I said, yeah, you really want to get out the arrangement. Any means necessary. And he enjoyed it because he said the first night they dated, she didn't want to kiss him. But the second time they met up, she showed her tatas. I said, Ayan, you is a mysterious woman, and he is funny. I just love Ayan because she's funny. And she herself. I know when people saw her, she had the big ego, she inflated. But hey, she grandiose. That's what it is. And I love it. And I like Ayan. Because I think she's very truthful, she's very speakful, she has layers, she has depth, and she's funny. And she don't even try to be, but that's what it is. And she said one time she left 1 week before the wedding. They tried to find her and everything. They was upset with her, but she said now her mom love Chris, love her. That's her grandchild. It's everything. So it's it's a lot. I love it. I love it because you know Ayan was there for her mom and to step up when her father was being a douchebag and lead the family and stuff. So now everything's cool with her mom and Chris and everything. But at first it wasn't like that. Now so Brooks was talking to her son. And you know, she have a really good relationship with her son, but she said she wanted her son to have go to public school, which I said that's nice. I mean, I know sometimes when people have a lot of money, they send their kids automatically to private school, and as well as though it could be a good thing, but sometimes it's not always working the best interest of the child. And at the end of the day, you're the parent. You do want to, if you do want to spend money on private school, but at the same time, the public school system could just be as well and great. It depends on the value of the school having their children and the children value of the education and the people they around them and the friends they make, the social. Because you learn the social skills. You have the familiarity. You have the copeness of interacting with people and all that stuff like that. Not saying you can't do that at a private school. It's just that it has more structure and strictness than you can have in public school. And she wanted her son to have no normalcy and to have the thing and not having this thing in the uniform, you and that unity and unilateral kind of expectations or whatever it is, have more definite growth in her public school. So she wanted to take the school bus because she said she could have them in private car, take them in a private car and private driver, take them to school and everything. But she didn't want them on the school bus. But she didn't like the idea of kids trying to pick up her son. Cause you want to protect your children. You don't want your children to be bullied or be sad coming home. And boys be boys. Sometimes they want to tell moms things because they're trying to handle things their own. But sometimes you got to tell your parent because they can help you. And so he kind of was embarrassed, but he understand that he do have to tell his mom things because that's her only child, and she knew to worry. She's a mommy bear. She didn't make sure her son is not being picked on and being sad coming home because some kids want to be mean to her while he's taking the school bus. And that's it. Now, Stanbury and Sarah met up, and they sat down and they talked. And they would talk about different marriages. I think they kind of was admiring each other. And that Sarah said she was admiring Stanbury, and that Stanbury was admiring Sarah of the thing. And it was like, it's not always this thing. It's not always easy, and it's not always peaches of cream. And Stanbury mentions that she froze her eggs, so she surgery wanted a kid, and they working on it. Because she said before in Dubai, they couldn't do that. They couldn't fertilize or do in vitro because they was not married. And now this year is like you could have a baby before marriage in Dubai. You go do a lot of things in marriage before Dubai because I think a lot of Western people is moving to Dubai, and so as like the laws is changing, is catching up to things. So before they couldn't do that, but now it's good. And so she said it's a wedding. I don't think she really excited for the second wedding, but she said she want to marry and everything. Oh, she marrying him, and see like he's more excited because it's basically she keeps saying that it's his wedding more than hers. She just doing it. Got to the day because she didn't really have no big wedding herself, so she just doing it. And she said if he could wear the dress, she can. I said, oh really? So Sergio because turned into Sergina. Sergio to Sergina. That's what it is. I said, oh wow. Say if he could wear the dress, so basically saying he's more excited for the wedding than she is, and he can wear the dress if he wants to wear the dress, if he can have the opportunity to do it. I said, all right. So Sarah asked her why you didn't come to this event. She said, what I was doing. You know exactly what doing. With all that pause and trying to figure out what the hell you was doing. You were basically doing nothing. You was in the house not doing anything. Talking to Sergio, he was making some things, and that's it. You was planning a wedding. You was talking about no wedding talk. None of the stuff that you said you text Lisa about that you was doing that, but you wasn't doing none of that. You basically wasn't. So she said she just didn't want to surround herself with anything toxic, and toxic meaning ion, because she really had no issue with Lisa. So I don't know why she said anything toxic and she didn't want to deal with that. So she decided not to go. So why not say that instead of saying that you have plans for your wedding? Okay, if you didn't want to go, say I just didn't want to go. That's what it is. So Sarah meet the day before the Big John party told Ion and Lisa what Stanbury said. I say, listen, you don't tell the people what you said and don't expect that nobody gonna say it. This is a reality TV show. So Sarah went to tell them what exactly Stanbury said. Okay. Now we have B John party, and this is why I said we'll get on Stanbury. We had John party. It was all the entertainment. It was nice. Everybody was getting together. I think it was supposed to be a Grace Gatsby or whatever. I don't think Grace Gatsby because a lot of people wasn't wearing the 1920s. I think it was supposed to be a masquerade kind of ball. A lot of people wasn't wearing the mask, so it was what it is. So they got there. It was nice. So they sat there and they was talking and chilling. So Lisa and Ion was there, and Brooks and Nina was talking. Sarah didn't get there yet. So they always had to sit down. They was chit chatting. They having a good time. They were cool. They had no beef. It was nothing. They was drinking, laughing, talk about things, and that's that. So Stanbury came, and Ayan was so funny. She said, "Listen, I was trying to hear to have a good time, and there goes the bitch." And she said so casually, like it was nothing. Like it was just like a everyday conversation. She said, "I was trying to have a good time, and then here goes the bitch." Right? So she sat there, and So they sat there. Meanwhile, while they was after that happened, they had a pleasure street. Ion and Sternberry hugged and did a little kiss. And at least a book was looking at it. She's like, I was like, listen, you can be cordial, even though you don't care for each other. You can be cordial. Hey, say hi, bye, and that's it. So while Sergio was talking to Ion, and Ion and Sergio had a good conversation, Lisa was talking to Stanberry and said, "What's going on? Why you didn't come to my event?" And Stanberry was giving all this, saying, I just, because Lisa said it felt like the reason why you didn't come it was because Ion was be there, and she said no, it had nothing. It was nothing about that. It was nothing to do with her. It was nothing about Ion. I said yeah, like it was more of so with Ion. So why you say it was gonna be toxic if it had nothing to do with Ion? So it had everything to do with Ion. That's where you didn't want to go. So stop lying, girl. It had nothing to do with you, and everything was about you, and everything. She was planning a wedding, and it's all yada yada yada, right? So Lisa, I guess Lisa missed her phone somewhere or whatever. So I said, "I'm gonna go get it for you, like a good friend would do. Get it for you." And here goes Stanberry. She said, "Oh my God, Sergio, you're just such a female. Like, oh my gosh, you keep talking, you love everyone you talk." I said, "What? He's a people person." And yes, he talks to people when he meets. And that's what a good thing sometimes attract people, because you could tell he could go to any room and have a good conversation and know. Now, the fact that he didn't know about surrogacy, I said that's one thing. But maybe he could be a people person and just talk to people and see how it is and get the good energy. So she said, "Oh my God, he's just a female. Why he gotta be a female? Because he's talking to people. So you don't want him to talk? You want him to be mean, be stand there? It's not like he gossiping with any Ion about it. They would just talk, had a general casual conversation. But since it's Ion, now you want to have a big deal." So Dad, and she said, "Oh my gosh, oh my surgery, becoming one of them." And she pointed to Lisa, and Ion was not there yet. So she said to Lisa, "Oh, you becoming one of them." I said, "One of them? Explain yourself, girl. What the hell you mean by one of them? How you go from saying your husband's like a freaking female, loving everyone, to have, oh, he becoming one of them? What's dumb means to you?" I want her to explain. And then when Lisa asked her to explain, she would be peeing. Because I understand that. Because I said she was trying to get her to explain. What dumb? What do you mean dumb? It's like, what? Because if you say you being female, you say, "Oh, you becoming like us. You come out to females." But you say you becoming one of them. I didn't like that. That was some undertone there, and I'm trying to pinpoint what the hell that means. Y'all let me know. And then she is drinking. I said, I didn't blame her on alcohol, because I think that's what she really wanted to say, and she had the liquor courage to come out. So she said, "Oh, what I'm seeing here. And then this is what we're doing." And she said, "Am I watching this? Oh, I hope she's gonna suck your dick." And that's what she said to Sergio and Lisa. Now, everybody was looking, Nina was looking like this. Brooks like, what? Listen, now I know under bodies people saying that they can't open their curse and that thing. Maybe that's what it was. But I would have wished Lisa knew the bit without her character and curse freaking Stanleyberry out. It was not curse words, but he would let her down. Cause how dare you put my mouth on him, or even presented some idea that I would go down on your husband? Now Lisa said, "Well, you better stop that, because I'm not, and I won't. But he probably would never go back to you if he did. If I did." I wish you would say that in her face. But even though it said in her face, I said, you be careful what you ask for. Because you might get the warm beat who will try your husband, and he may not want to come back to you. But maybe you probably be happy about that, because so you won't be getting no baby questions, or talking on raising a child, or raising a boy as it is. So you won't have no female. You won't have no man who will wear the dress, who will be excited for a wedding more than you. You'll be happy then, like Stanberry, you freaking old crippled ass bitch. Yes, I said it. I ain't like that. You gonna sit here trying to judge this girl and trying to downplay her, say her husband come one and dumb, and then you gonna trying to make Lisa think that she will be a hoe and trying to come down on your husband? Really? And then we pressed on you on that when Ion came back, because Lisa told Ion, she said, what's going on? I ain't like this. And then she told you, what you mean by all that stuff? She said, I never said that. I never said that. What do you mean I said that? I said, oh, now you got selective amnesia? You got selective amnesia. Okay. Okay, amnesia. You got selective amnesia. Now you don't remember what the hell you said. So now she BP and PP and trying to explain herself what was going on. I said, no, you're not doing that. So surgery took it around over there. It's a calm myself down, came back, and I confronted everybody. I said, what's going on? Like, what's up? And she said, maybe it's a miscommunication. I said, okay. So it's like, you get mad because I didn't invite you. She said, it's not about you invite me. I just don't want to be excluded out. Because we know the background story of Ion. That's what she felt that way. And she said, no, I just want to build a relationship with you. So, yeah. I was like, pause. I'm not building no freaking relationship with a B who cannot explain to me why the hell she didn't like me. And I believe more Ion. She said, listen, your issue with me is more from your side than me. Because I didn't really have an issue with you. But somehow you have all this animosity towards me, and I want to know why. So before I build a relationship with you, you need to tell me what exactly is your issue with me. That's it. And now we're going to go from there. And it seems like a sneak peek of next week, and we see my face, you're going to come in the scene. So it is what it is, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel about this episode. And it was good. I know some people say they're not feeling it, but I'm enjoying it. But I don't want to stay very much. Get her off my screen. I was very highly pissed off with this girl lady like that. Now, I'm a nice person. Like, I don't go off like other people could because I can't really do that. But hey, I give what I need to give. All right. So y'all tell me how y'all feel in the comment section below. All right. Peace.